thank you to be here today with us. We're going to talk about omni-channel engagement of HCP in the age of AI and GenAI. So if you're sitting here today, you all know that AI and GenAI are transforming the way we engage with healthcare professionals to drive deeper connection, more personalized experiences, from clinical trials to market. And what we really want to understand today during this roundtable is what is at stake for HCP, first of all, but also for pharma and HLS companies, how to stay relevant and innovative leveraging GenAI and AI. So for that, we have 4 stakeholders. We have, first of all, Grégoire Pigné. You are CEO of Pulselife and Radiation Oncologist at the CHU of Saint-Étienne. So it will be very interesting to have your point of view as an healthcare professional. We have 2 stakeholders coming from Salesforce. We have Gaëlle, you are Director, Industry Advisor, and for healthcare and life science for EMEA. And we have Patrice, you are Strategic Solution Engineer and Leader of HLS for France. And we have also Florent. Florent, you are Global Commercial Data Science and Artificial Intelligence Lead for Roche. So to start and really try to deep dive in the topic quickly, I will have a first question for you, Grégoire, as an healthcare professional. First of all, what is omnichannel engagement and what are the benefits and challenges of omnichannel engagement for HCP?
Thanks, Marine, to ask me the challenge and the benefits of omnichannel for healthcare professional. First of all, let me say that HCPs just want to care their patients. They don't care about omnichannel engagement. Challenge of HCPs are to care their patient despite aging population and polypathological, an hypergrowth medical knowledge, and the lack of funding for healthcare systems. So, how engage HCPs? We need to create value in their own journey. For example, before Pulselife, HCPs search medical information with general search engine. And they find information in Wikipedia, Doctissimo. With Pulselife, HCPs find information in up-to-date and reliable information to care their patient. I'm convinced that if we want to engage HCPs, we need to know precisely how they work. And Pulselife work each day with HCPs to learn how it works and collect data to improve our knowledge and to improve our products. Omnichannel engagement promise is to make circulating data to help HCPs to care their patient by providing them the right information at the right time. And pharma may access to more that data to personalize their approach and to build unified omnichannel promotional journey. But challenge for pharma is to access to get this data and to be able to use it. Omnichannel engagement is an opportunity to improve care, preventing, and population health. Data is at the heart of omnichannel engagement, and Pulselife work in exclusivity with Billy at Tech to share our expertise and to support pharma on their next best action strategies.
Thank you, Grégoire. And to continue to understand our topic, Florent, at Roche, you succeeded to implement several use cases on omnichannel engagement of HCP. Can you please maybe describe 1 or 2?
So I will take one that is a use case that is at the core of the system called next best action and content recommendation. Let's make some concrete example. You have a doctor who logged on your web portal. She's searching for lung cancer, depression, and she cannot find any article. What are you doing? Are you proactively sending an email or a text message with a link to a content that we have that can answer these needs? Or are you addressing these topics proactively the next time that someone have an interaction face-to-face with that person? Another example is if you are in Canada, if someone on the field record in your CRM system that there is a growing frustration on the clinic regarding the patient support program of Novartis, what are you doing? So the next best action and content recommendation are AI that take into consideration the data from all your marketing automation system like CRM, web portal, and so on, and can recommend to a Roche employee what should be the next action to be made. So here we don't use generative AI because if we want people to follow the recommendation, we need people to understand why this recommendation was made. So the capacity to explain the recommendation and the output of the AI is more important than the quality of the recommendation itself.
Thank you very much, Florent. Gaëlle, how Salesforce leverage AI and GenAI to enhance the efficiency of clinical trials? Because when we're talking about omnichannel engagement, we're also talking about from clinical trials to market. So we'd like to have your point of view on how Salesforce can help on clinical trials.
Thank you, Maureen. First, I would like to start with 3 numbers. In the coming years, 30% of new drugs will be discovered by using AI, generative AI. On the other hand, you have 80% of clinical trials that are failing to enroll patients on time due to inefficient workflows. And you know, we conducted a survey at Salesforce, and we found that 86% of licenses leaders they believe that an efficient leveraging of AI and data and tech will lead to an efficient success of the company over the next 5 years. You know, at Salesforce, we used to speak with a lot of healthcare and licenses companies, medtech, biotech, pharma, and also healthcare providers about their digital strategy and also about the adoption of AI throughout the licenses, the life cycle of their product. And regarding clinical trials, what we hear from this company is that the adoption of AI for clinical trials, in fact, it highlights all the questions about efficiency and optimization of clinical trials and how they can accelerate the clinical trials. So, and with much more data available, of course. So how to leverage all of this data and also AI and the omni-channel approach to accelerate, to optimize the clinical trials. We have many use cases on how AI and omni-channel can bring a great added value to clinical trials. And I would like to take 2 examples. The first on patient recruitment, patient enrollment, patient engagement, and the second one about clinical trials protocols. First, about patient recruitment engagement. You know, with data, with generative AI, you can leverage huge amount of data, and you can really reinforce patient engagement using a lot of inputs on the markets. And by leveraging also these new functionalities, new features with generative AI, you can, for example, auto-matching patients and trials for protocols. And by leveraging omni-channel tools, you can also find new ways to better engage patients. For example, with all the tools leveraging, for example, sorry, I have some example, a few examples in mind. With all the different channels like mobile apps and also portal patients, and that will accelerate the patient engagement, also limit and reduce patient attrition, and all of that will help to accelerate the timelines of clinical trials and limit costs also of the clinical trials. The second example is about clinical design trials and protocol optimization, because with generative AI, you are able to generate initial drafts of clinical design protocols, using, for example, all the inputs that you can feed inside the AI algorithm, like, for example, study objectives, target population, and also medical literatures. And generative AI can also generate several scenarios for your clinical trial designs, meaning that the generative AI, you will be able to assess which of the scenarios are the most effective, which are the more cost-effective, for example. And with that, in fact, you really can optimize the protocol, which has a direct impact on the time to market of a drug or a medical device, and also on cost, and also on the potential value for the company. And all of these features can be improved with the use of what we call the new AI agents, autonomous AI agents. For example, the AI agents that are able to guide patients through the clinical trial procedure. And you can see some example of these AI agents. We have some demos on Salesforce booth. So as you can see, with generative AI and also omni-channel approach, we have now a change in the way stakeholders are interacting for clinical trials, meaning that the interaction between the different stakeholders have to be managed through all of these tools, and also this highlights the importance of customer relationship management that is really acting as the backbone for data integration, also for the different participant engagement, and also for omni-channel communication. All of that on one platform dedicated to the healthcare and life sciences organization, with a 360 view of each participant.
Thank you very much, Gaëlle. We are running a little bit of time, so hopefully we will finish. Thank you very much. I think we really understand the challenge around more and more information available for HCP, the multiplicity of channels, the multiplicity of patient data also. So Grégoire, I have a last question for you. How AI and GenAI can open up new possibilities for omnichannel engagement when leveraging this amount of data?
We are living through a revolution. The hypergrowth of medical knowledge is leading to a profound transformation of medical practice. We see a multiplicity of channels or projects raised up to help HCPs to practice evidence-based medicine. But it's just a period of expansion before consolidation. You know, HCP receive too much emails, no longer read LinkedIn posts, receive sales reps, they lack of time to read press, and rarely go to congresses, and they no longer want to learning, training in the evenings. So leaders will master up-to-date and evidence-based medical database in constantly evolving, changing environment where truth, today truth, will be false tomorrow. So HCPs need the right information at the right time for the right patient. And AI, in particular GenAI, is the opportunity to offer simple solution to help HCPs to practice evidence-based medicine. Let me present the Pulselife AI, the GenAI-based medical expert. You know, HCPs treat more and more complex disease and patients. For example, in case of a woman, pregnant woman, age of 38, the doctor should screen gestational diabetes. So Pulselife AI explain to the doctors what test you need. It's fasting glycemia, and recommendation in front for these patients is to make the test between 24 to 28 years of amenorrhea. and the actions to take based on the result. So Pulselife AI cover a lot of use cases and answer instantly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all around the world, and justifying all his recommendations with a link with the original documents. So AI and GenAI in particular is a part of a bigger revolution, but it's an important part because revolution is based on data and the hyper-growth of medical knowledge.
Yeah, thank you. And very quickly, we have still 2 questions, very, very important for you. First of all, Florent, the challenges and limitations you observe, because when you want to put in place some use case as you did at Roche, what are the challenges you see in the integration of AI in omni-channel strategy?
So when you work in the pharma, in the commercial space, with exception to New Zealand and US, it's illegal to promote a prescribed drug to a patient. In US, you can do TV advertising for oncology drug, it's not a problem. But in the rest of the world, it's illegal. So when we talk about omni-channel, we don't process sensitive patient data. We only process data for doctors. And we don't do any automated decision-making because the AI is for the internal colleagues. So we can rely on legitimate interest. And I think today many people have been probably complaining on GDPR and so on, but you need to understand that the concept of legitimate interest does not exist in many countries. You go in Middle East, with exception to Dubai, the legitimate interest does not exist. You need a consent. You go in China, the concept of legitimate interest does not exist. With exception to this, the challenge are not really, in fact, on the legal aspect. The challenge is you need to have a proper adoption of the CRM. If you don't have a good adoption of the CRM, you don't capture the right data and your model are not accurate. And second element is there is more and more channel beyond face-to-face, email, such as social media. So there is a need to make sure that you can have some interoperability in your data and your system to make sure you can properly orchestrate the channels.
Yes, and the last question to do the bridge with what you were saying, Florent, Salesforce platform, how do you help your clients to overcome these challenges?
If I briefly summarize what I heard, it's technological challenges. And to be brief, Salesforce answer perfectly to all this. Thank you so much and have a good day. Of course, if I'm deep dive, the first challenge, explained just in the previous session, is trust. And since the creation of the Salesforce platform 25 years ago, our goal is to hit the highest market standard in all industry. So yes, for HLS, healthcare and life science, we are complying with HDS for France, IPA, international, GDPR, and plenty of others. We will comply with the next EMEA regulation. It's really important. And of course, we provide tons of innovation 3 times per year. First, trust. The second is data, explained by Grégoire and Florent. And with our open ecosystem, web service, API, 200 out-of-the-box connector with third-party data, you are able to juggle with plenty of data, internal and external. Data structured, but unstructured. Any publication, any documentation, any procedures. In a real time, it's amazing, but it's all in real time. Trust, data, check. Now it's process. With our solution, you are able to create with few clicks end-to-end processes from clinical to medical, CTMS, ETMF, market access, and so on and so on. And of course, the CRM part, but it's more for medical. Third challenge, it's process. Now, if you have a trust data, some data, you are able to engage in omni-channel engagement with all stakeholders. And yes, normally Salesforce is well known. When we talk about engagement, we are able to engage in plenty of channels, 44 normally, between WhatsApp, but it's forbidden normally, but anyway, WeChat, teleconsultation, and so on and so on. So we are able to consolidate, orchestrate plenty of journeys for internal stakeholders, as mentioned by Florent, but for external stakeholders, CRO, CDMO, and plenty of others. And on top of this, it's AI, of course, but you must have a trust platform, data, processes, and engagement to use really deeply the AI. Yes, we provide predictive AI. As mentioned by Florent, next best action, next best subject, next best molecule, whatever. We analyze and we predict something. We use generative AI as you for summarize, translate, and create some content. But today, we are in the agent way. What is an agent? You are able, with the Salesforce platform, to create a role to an agent. You are able to set some instruction. You are able to set some topic. And more or less, you create a digital colleague that is able to answer and take some actions. In our booth, in US only, not in France, we are able to guide a HCP to change the prescription based on data, as mentioned by Grégoire, on their own database used by Salesforce, if we plug Salesforce with Pulselife. So it's really amazing. So all challenges are covered by trust, data, process, omni-channel, and the top is AI. Just in time, it's
Perfect.
amazing.
And it will be our final word. Thank you very much, everyone. Don't hesitate to come to us if you have any questions.